I want to start by asking you, Mr. Krishna, about your view on what Ashwini Vaishnav and the Indian government are doing at this moment in terms of trying to build up an AI ecosystem. We are in the AI age. We've seen all the tech developments being done by the tech giants in the United States, IBM amongst them. We're seeing low-cost, high innovative value systems coming out of China. Where do you see India shape up in this global AI race from your lens?
Yeah, look, it's a great question. So first, it's a privilege to be here with you and with Ashwini ji. So let's talk about this. And these are conversations I've been having with him, I think, for almost 3 years now. It actually comes down to the word independence or sovereignty. I think you would call it Viksit Bharat. When something is so important that is going to be used for the next many decades, it could be incredibly expensive, or perhaps it's not in your control if you get it from outside, then you must have capability within the country. And that's what I've always encouraged Ashwini ji to invest in for India, whether it's in the public sector or whether it's incenting the private sector. It doesn't have to be everything, because I believe that small models are catching up to the capability of large models for perhaps 95% of all that you do. So how do you encourage that ecosystem, be it the underlying semiconductors, be it the model building, and actually most importantly, which the world doesn't worry about yet, the usage applications, which is where I think the breakthrough will come for India locally.
No, so the big concern in India amongst many who are watching is that, we produce so many technologists, IT, techies, chief executives like yourself running the world's biggest companies. We don't produce a DeepSeek. Why is it? Okay, so we understand what's happening in Silicon Valley, but why is it that when that breakthrough cutting edge innovation happened, it came from China and not from India? And what do we need to do now to try and ensure that the next DeepSeek moment comes out of India?
Look, putting aside a huge amount of pride, which one should have, there is a 20-year lag. It's purely, I believe it is fundamentally a question of only two things. Economics, meaning how much capital can you put at risk? Because doing things like DeepSeek means 9 out of 10 fail. In the Indian ecosystem, 90% failure is still not smiled upon. Some failure is smiled upon, but not 90%. So there is the economics coupled with the risk-taking appetite of people to go ahead and do that. Now, going from $1 trillion GDP to 3 to 5, that unlocks a lot more. What it unlocks is, if you kind of take how much is left at 5 trillion, perhaps almost $1 trillion can be applied towards all this. When you're at 1 trillion, you have zero. So this is just that question. So that's why more of it will happen now. And as the next 2-3 years unfold, I believe even more of that will happen.